Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. And today on our calendar, did you take a look? It shows a birthday cake, and you have a 50-50 chance of guessing whose birthday it is today. Tick tock, tick tock. Yes, it's Greg's. So you say happy birthday to Mr. Greg. It is his day, his celebration day. And if you have ever made a birthday cake quilt, the snapshots quilt that I showed the other day, which was for Charity So Long at Fat Quarter Shop. Here is the block, the birthday block, and there it is and then in the snapshots quilt. That's a perfect one to make as a single little banner to celebrate birthdays. I think that it's fun to have these kind of things. You could put them do two of them end to end, and it could be a cute table runner. Maybe do 4 of them. If you have like 4 people in your family, it'd be cute to do 4 of them and put the birthdays on them, embroider their birthdays on them. So much fun. So many things you can do with a birthday cake block. And if you have already made a birthday quilt, something that looks like it's celebrating a birthday, share it over at my community page, Quilt Along with Pat Sloan. I can't wait to see it. It's always fun to see how creative you are with taking something and making it your own. All right, before we go on, because I know somebody's going to write and ask me about my necklace, or if you haven't thought to write and ask me about my necklace, well, let me just tell you about it anyway. It's something I got years ago when we were on vacation. It's Murano glass. We were not in Murano. We were in the Caribbean, and I got it at a little shop that was Italian. It sold only Italian glass, and they were Italians. They had decided to create their dream job and have a little shop. So that's where I got it. Looks like the beautiful Caribbean ocean. Before we get to who the featured designer is today, I want to show you a few more quilts from the holiday celebration. Now this is one that Jacqueline Steves made as part of her tour, and it's a small one, just like making one birthday block. This is a really cute one to hang up by your door, to put on your door maybe, little spaces in your house that need a little decoration. This would also be super fun to give as a housewarming gift. So you could just write, like maybe down here, you could put the name of the people or when they moved into their home. You could even put their house number, like you put your house number. If you wanted to do multiples, you could do a bunch of little houses on the hill and make a little bit bigger quilt. So I have that one. Now Becky showed making my tote bags. So here they are up close from me. I love doing the little girl with the bow in her hair, the little boo girl. These are so fun, and mine are quilted because I just think it gives the bag a lot more pizzazz and is just more sturdy. Now you could just, if you wanted to make these super quick and not just more like give it to the kid to go out and trick or treat just that day, you could just do them without batting, without quilting them. But I like to hang them on a doorknob, hang them on the banister, make them as a decoration. Okay, up on the design wall, I have got the little leaves for fall. That one is done with my Bonnie Lane fabric, and it's super cute small mat, but could be expanded into a full quilt. You could just repeat this block. Let me grab it. If you just repeated this block over and over, you would have a gorgeous, gorgeous quilt. Then I have the table runner for Christmas, the carrot runner for Easter, my big fat carrots. Fun stuff for the holiday tour. All right, so let's get to it. Let's get to who is going to be showing you a project today, and it is the fabulous team from Aurifil. Aurifil Thread. They have taken the project from my book, and Kate Brennan is the one who made the project, and she is part of the team that works in the Chicago office. Chicago, that's where their U.S. headquarters are. So you'll be going over there. to see on their website, but I wanted to share with you what goes on at Aurifil that might be a little, you may not realize, because you may just say, oh, okay, I buy their thread, and I don't really ever look at their website or their blog, or what they write at Facebook or Instagram. So, but they are incredibly informative, fun, creative. First, I have to tell you though how I met them, and because it's a fun story. Like the team was very small. They were only pretty much in Italy. They were just starting out. The president of the company is Elena Gregati, and she presented this company of doing thread for quilters to her father, who owns the main Aurifil company. She owns, or she is the president of Aurifil USA. And so they spun off this subset of their thread company to just focus on thread for quilt makers and people who sew, which is cotton, 100% cotton thread, and making the best quality possible. Their main company that her father owns also does a lot of threads for industry and poly threads, and they have a whole variety of things that go on there. But when they started this thread company, they were looking for people in the U.S., quilt makers who are out there as a business. And so I got contacted by Alex Veronelli, and Alex is the marketing manager. But the fun part is that there is an online community. It's called Second Life, and at the time I was in that community, I had built some quilters in there. And Alex sent me a message, and he said, I'd like to introduce myself. I work for a thread company in Italy, and we would like to send you some thread. So I'm like, okay, this was like, I don't know, 15 years ago. I mean, it was a long time ago. I'm like thinking, okay, well, send me some thread. So I thought he'd just send me a couple of spools. Well, he sent me a whole box of thread, like every color. And it is amazing, amazing thread. Aurifil's their goal is to have low lint, 100% cotton thread. They put more thread on their spool than other companies, so that when you buy a spool, it lasts longer because there's more on it. Even in the smaller, they do a regular size, and then they do some smaller ones, which are nice for like if you want a lot of different colors, but you need like these, or the cones even, for piecing are fabulous. So in the thread, the realm of thread, I have done things with them, so many things with Aurifil. First of all, I was one of the first ones, one of the first groups, there was 4 of us, that they did their very first thread kits. And these are what the kits look like. So they do a plastic box, and we pick all of the thread colors that we want to put in there. And there we go. So I have had many, many, many of these kits over the years. This particular one is one of the first ones. The first ones I had 2, this one and a 50 weight. This is a 40 weight, and the 40 weight is what they sew with a lot in Europe, at least at the time that this was done. They may have switched now to 50, I'm not sure. But we had my kit in 50 and in 40. And over the years, I've done some of my kits to go with fabric lines. And some of these are still available out. I'll link you down below. And while you're there, please subscribe. So here's like a thread kit that was colors that worked well with my fabric line. And then I developed the boxes that were something you would use all the time. Colors you use all the time. Such as the perfect box of neutrals. So my neutral box has all of these colors that you will piece with, you could quilt with them, you could applique with them. And then there are small boxes too. So you can get the smaller version if you just want the small spools. And then I also have the perfect box of colors. So of course, yummy, yummy colors. And there's a kind of go-to set of colors. They're always doing really incredible fun things. I'm going to also link you below to the playlist they have of me describing all of these different thread weights. I did a whole series of videos for them a few years back, and they are all on this one playlist at YouTube. So you can go out and just watch. There's about 10 different videos. And they're very short. They're very specific to the different threads and how they're used, with little examples and everything. But what else do? They have a newsletter. So I think it's once a week you get a newsletter. On their blog, they do all kinds of different series. I did for 10 years a series where I interviewed designers for them, and that was super fun. Like once a month I would interview a designer and they gave a block, and it was, you know, really, really a good time. We had a great time with that. Shannon and Jason from yesterday were on that team. I think Bev's been on the team. I think most of the people I've interviewed, probably Scott's been on the team, like a lot of them. It was really a neat way to meet people. But their blog also has other things, like 5 for Friday is a very fun post where they go out and take a theme like donuts and they find 5 projects that have donuts on them and then link you up to the people who designed them. So it's very creative and very inspiring. That's the same thing they do for Showcase Sunday. Showcase Sunday, though, are projects that you may have shared out on the internet. If they see it, they'll collect them up. And so Showcase Sunday is a lot of different types of projects, sometimes within a theme, sometimes it's just random things that they've found that were really cool during the week. They also do features on designers. They have tutorials so that you can learn how to do something like called Thread Matters. And the one tutorial, I'm looking at my note here. Oh yeah, this one is for the English paper piecing and what color threads are good for that. And Kitty did that one. So she's really knowledgeable and she takes great photos. There's another feature and function and program, I guess it's better to call it, a program that they have called the Aurifil. And this is a program where you can hire a trained speaker. It's usually a designer within this field, and they have Aurifil put together a program that teaches you all about the thread. And these 25 different designers who have been trained and use this particular program. So they understand it. They've gone through with the Aurifil team for the training, but it's really great. So if you hire them, like if you hired Krista Henneberry, she can do a video, she can do it in person, and they can come to your group and talk about thread and it shows you how the thread is made at the factory. They have videos within here. It's really, really a great program. So it's something for those of you who are looking for programs, and the links are below. They're also at my website. Okay, the last thing I want to tell you is is that they are at a few retail shows, the shows that you would go to. Like they generally have a booth in Houston for the festival. Now I'm not sure if they are this year, but they generally do. They also generally have a booth at QuiltCon, which is the Modern Quilt Guild's yearly show. And then they also have one at Birmingham, UK, in the UK, which is I think generally in August, although this year it's virtual. Next year, hopefully next year it'll be an in-person, but they have a booth there. So you can go and meet them, you can ask them questions in person, and they're a very, very fun team. There's always good people, and they love thread, and they love quilts. And that is so evident in everything they do, that quilts are their passion, just like it's yours. All right. Time to head over to Aurifil's blog and take a look to see what Kate did, and you can put in a chance to win a copy of my book. Be sure you also entered at Martingale for the grand prize, and that if you miss somebody, go check out their things. After this, we just have 2 more stops, and then I'll wrap up on Monday. So I love you. Mwah. See you online.